Xiomy here. So today I wanted to do my May wrap-up. Now, I did have some books that I really did enjoy. Others I read for the first time. Well, not read, heard for the first time in audiobook. Some I did enjoy. Others I was like, what is this? I cannot continue. So I really had to stop because I wasn't enjoying like the audio format of it. But let's get into this video so I can show you my May wrap-up. The first book that I'm going to mention is one that I highly enjoyed it. And Louis, you were right. That's all I'm going to say. And this is Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. I love this book. I love Selena Sardothian's character. I fell in love with K.O. Westphal. I simply loved Dorian. He was just so amazing. I really did love all these three characters and everything that this book entailed. I thought the world building was really different, and I really did enjoy every single aspect of the world building. There are things that I want to know more of. It does have more books to the series, so eventually all these things or all these answers that I have in my mind will get answered. And I do love the way she is as an assassin. She isn't your typical and ordinary assassin. She does have these different flaws to herself, and something that I enjoyed watching from an assassin, because usually I've seen a lot of assassin movies, so I'm like, why wouldn't she do this or why wouldn't she do that? She is a bit of a show off, so that I am gonna mention that. And that's something I really didn't like about her a lot of the times. But overall, I did enjoy this book, and I enjoyed the ending. I enjoyed the characters very much. There are characters that I do want to get to know more of, but I really enjoyed this book and I gave it 5 out of 5. The next book that I'm going to mention is also one that I really did love, and that is Cress. Oh my god, by Marissa Mayer. I love these books. I swear, as you continue reading these books, they get better and better and better. And I, for one, am saying this because I did not like Cinder one bit. I don't know, I had trouble connecting with that book, but in the second one, everything was redeemed, and in this third one, I am in love with everything that's happening. I want to know what's gonna happen to Scarlet. I fell in love even more in this book with Wolf, and you get to know his weakness. Also, you get to know that weakness side of him, and I thought that it was something that was very beautiful to read about, and he just had me swooning and crying and just awing, and I was like, oh my god. But this book gives you so many feelings, because there's so many things that are happening and twists and turns that are just happening, and you're like, what is happening? Can these people just take a break or let them breathe? It was very fast-paced. I loved the characters even more in this book. You felt with them, you connected even more in this book with them. I cannot wait to see how this wraps up, because this book was very lovely, and I gave it 5 out of 5 because I just enjoyed it. I really did love Cress as a character. A lot of the things that do happen to her, they are understandable, because again, she was basically secluded in you know, a satellite for so many years by herself. So a lot of the things that are happening to her are understandable, so I'm not really, you know, bickering over her, because they are understandable, everything that she's going through. The book that I'm gonna mention is one that broke my heart utterly, like completely. I always said that I was like, no, you know, Queen Lavanna, you know, she might have a backstory to herself and I might feel sorry for her, but after reading Ferris, which is Queen Lavanna's story from Marissa Mayer also, there is not one bit of my soul that feels sorry for her. Not one bit. Just, there's nothing. I can't believe, you know, this, I don't know, vindictive, malicious, wicked kind of woman that for everything she did, she had like a story played out in her mind, or it was just, all I'm gonna say is, why Everett? Like, why did she have to do that to his life? I loathe her and I want to see her demise. I had issues with her, but I liked the book. Nonetheless, I gave this 5 out of 5 because I did enjoy everything, and everything that was being mentioned, everything that was being told. It was just, everything was wrapped up very nicely. Is Reign of Shadow by Sophie Jordan. I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars. The only thing that I'm going to say is that this book is told in a different aspect. There's a lot of imagery being bombarded in this book, and I really did love that aspect, the way it was being told. It is insta love, but I loved it. I love the characters, and it is told from both of their points of view, which is Fowler and Luna. But I really did enjoy reading this book, and I can't wait for the second one. So I really highly recommend reading this book. Know that it is a little bit slow paced. The world building isn't that great. The ending has a huge cliffhanger, but you know, it is told very well, and it is told, like I said, from 2 points of view, so if you don't like that also, but it is a very good book to read. The next book that I'm going to mention is A Fierce and Subtle Poison by Samantha Maury. I swear, I even googled if she ever came to Puerto Rico. This is a book that's set in my home island of Puerto Rico. There are a lot of inconsistencies in this book. There are a lot of relatable aspects. So many problems with this book. I gave it 2 out of 5 stars. What I say is that we're a Spanish speaking community, or Spanish speaking environment, and the news report was in English. Never has the news report in Puerto Rico been in English, unless it's the newspaper, which is called the San Juan Star. Our news coverage is completely in Spanish. The next books that I'm going to mention I read in Kindle format. I don't remember if I spoke last time about the Whitechapel Fiend, Shadowhunters Academy's Tale from Cassandra Clare and some other guy that I can't remember, or some other woman that I can't remember right now. But I reread the Whitechapel Fiend and I really did enjoy it. It's basically reading more about Tessa and Will and their adventures. So I really did enjoy that book. I gave it 5 out of 5. One book that I love from Cassandra Clare right now and from the Shadowhunter Academy is Nothing But Shadows. You got to read about James Herondale and you got to read about Matthew Fairchild. Oh my god, did I love these two characters. I just simply fell in love with them and everything that it entailed. And I just want to read more from these characters. It was just such a beautiful and lovely told story that I read it twice because I loved it so much. It was just brilliant and magnificent. I gave it 5 out of 5. The book that I read in audio format, and that's Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I had to DNF this book. I just couldn't continue. It was told in an audio format that I didn't enjoy. It was bland. And I stopped at chapter 32. Ask me what until chapter 32 I was hearing. I do not know, because it was so boring that I basically zoned out from hearing anything and I couldn't continue reading it. I put it back on my TBR list because I do not want to read it in that audio format. It was just horrible. The next book that I'm going to mention is Falling Kingdoms by Morgan Rhodes. Hearing this one in audio format and I am loving it. It is a little bit slow in the beginning. Like the first chapter I really did like. The second one was like, I love the world building. I love everything that's happening. And the twists and the turns that are just happening are so amazingly done. And I stopped reading last night or hearing it last night because something happened to Theon. And I just don't want to read anything else about this book. But I'm going to continue reading it. I am loving this audiobook, the way it's told. You have this one narrator and he's changing his voices for a woman, for a male, for a female, and every single character when he begins to speak, oh, you're like, oh wait, this is Theon, this is Cleo and Lucia and so on, and Magnus and so on and so forth. But I am really enjoying the way it's being narrated. I am gonna say that Magnus, what is wrong with Magnus? What is up with Magnus? What? I don't know. I still don't have my complete thoughts, but so far as to right now, I'm gonna give it 4 out of 5 stars, but I am gonna finish it later on. I just really wanted to film this video. Those are all the books that I read. Like I said, some I loved. I think one disappointed me, but those are all the books that I read. If you read these books and thought differently of me, I don't know, let me know down below if you want to. I want to thank you for watching, and until next time.